What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. Today we're looking at some Hasbro Marvel Legends Deluxe figures. So first off, we have the Walmart exclusive Ulik figure from the Thor series. So we have Ulik for here as he appears in the comics, and we've looked at this figure before from that Thor box set I did a while ago. So we'll have to look at him and compare those two together, but I loved the Ulik last time, so getting him again in a more upgraded version is going to be awesome. And then we also have Rhino here on the retro Spider-Man card back, so it has that classic card back design, but just how big this Rhino figure is awesome. Of course, he was a past Build-A-Figure, so getting him in just this regular release figure is awesome. So he looks cool there. Nice artwork, of course. And then on the back of the box, we have the past figures we just looked at, and then stuff for Rhino there as well. So this is really cool just for how big it is. I assume it's about like the Hulk one, just as big, just back card piece. But both of them look really cool, and I'm super excited about. So let me get him out of the box, and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start with Ulik, and as I mentioned, we looked at him not too long ago in that SDCC Thor pack from a couple years ago. So, of course, we did that just in time to be able to get a new one released, but overall, he looks cool and looks pretty similar. We'll, of course, show a comparison, but looks pretty similar just overall, and I just love the look of him last time and even more now. So, of course, Ulik is a member of the rock trolls that live in the caverns of Asgard, and he's known to be the strongest and fiercest of all of the rock trolls, and he has the rock troll physiology that contains superhuman strength, speed, durability, and reflexes. He has the healing factor, longevity of life, and super sight. And he just, like I said, overall looks pretty cool. So he's a rock troll, so he has a troll-like design, especially there in the face. So he has the big lower teeth there, which is kind of like a classic fantasy type thing with creatures that have the big lower teeth. And then the big angry face, so you can see his eyes and eyebrows all furrowed and everything. His brown hair with the beard, they're all mixed together. The troll ears with the points on them and stuff, but the brown hair kind of flowing in the wind. That goes down even onto his shoulders with the fur. And I like the arm skin design. You know, it looks very much like thingish, almost like rocks and stuff, but he's got the bumps all over it, and then the different colors, so the darker brown up there, and then like this orangish brown, and then dark brown going into the fur. He has the pounders on his hands, so they're like his guardian brass knuckles that he can pound the earth and destroy mountains and all sorts of stuff. He has this necklace around his neck, which looks cool, which our last one didn't. Don't know what it's supposed to be, but overall the body design's pretty similar to the last one. So he has the green scaling, the green suspenders that go up and over with the silver like bulb pieces, this logo on the chest. I assume that's the rock troll logo there, but then it almost looks like some logo design here made with the silver as well. You can see some of his abdomen, then some green underwear, and then bare legs going all the way down to he's got some fur, and then he's just got two toes with the like hoof or toenail designs there. But overall, he just looks really cool. I just love the look of this figure so much. I wish we'd be able to see more of him in the movies. I think he may have made an appearance at one point in one of the Thor movies, but I wish we would see him in a Thor movie because I think that'd be cool. But let's go do his movement. So his other can twist all the way around, and he can look down that far and up that far. So not much movement, or at least it's hard to get the movements here. He can look up a little bit further and down a little bit more. Yeah, it's hard to do the movements there. The shoulders can come up about that far, so not up to 90, maybe 45 degrees, probably hitting with the stuff there. You can maybe get a little bit higher if you push it down on it, but that's about it. Can rotate around within there. We get the bicep twist, the single elbow joint that bends to 90 there, and there is no rotation, which is weird for a single elbow joint, but so it just bends there, unfortunately. And then we get the wrist that twists around and has the flex back and forth for this hand. We have the ab crunch in the middle, so you can crunch forward and crunch back there, so nice crunching. Twist all the way around at the waist. He gets stuck at one point, but can twist all the way around there. The hips can come up close to 90, out to the side that far. He's got the thigh twist, a single knee joint that can bend a little bit stiff, but can bend back to 90 there. And then the foot can flex back and forth and can twist side to side. So overall, he's a pretty good figure. He's a big, bulky character, so he does have some limitations, but overall his movements aren't bad. It's just a little bit weird that he doesn't have any swivels in the elbows or the knees with them being single, because we're kind of used to that nowadays. Overall, still a pretty cool looking character and everything. And he comes with some accessories, so we get an additional head. So this one just has the mouth open like yelling, so that is pretty cool. That'd be either face isn't bad for that. He comes with an additional set of hands, so his hands are in fists this time, so there he can be using his pounders, where the other ones have like a grip and an open hand. But with that grip hand, we can also give him his hammer design, so he has like his rock troll hammer there, all in silver, which looks pretty cool there, that we can put into this grip hand. So there he's got the hammer now that he can face off with Thor. And speaking of Thor, we can go ahead and bring a Thor in here, so we have that classic Thor. So there we can have the face off between Ulik and Thor, the two enemies that tend to fight a lot. So it's awesome to have Thor and Ulik, and you can just see how big Ulik is compared to this Thor especially, which is already really big. And then of course we do also have that older Ulik that I mentioned, so here's the one from that SDCC pack. So you can see overall body design and look and everything are pretty similar. They just changed some minor stuff and gave us a different face, but either way, not bad. Just this new one does look a little bit better and comes with the additional accessory of the hammer and extra hands, but I do like this new one a lot more. So another really good figure here for the Walmart exclusive Ulik. And then we also have Rhino, which looks really cool here. So again, this new retro card style Rhino, and his real name is Alexei Setsevich, and he was a thug in the Russian mafia that underwent a series of chemical and gamma radiation treatments that gave him superhuman strength, and he had this body armor permanently bound to his body, and it was modeled after a rhinoceros, so that's why he looks like this and got the name Rhino. And this is just an awesome look. Of course, it reminds me a lot of that 90s Spider-Man series, since that's what this is, more supposed to be from. So he's got the all gray skin body covering that looks like a rhino. I love it with the rhino head. So we have the rhino eyes and the two horns of the rhino, so it's like a white rhino, which looks cool. Then you can see his face in there, so his humanoid face with his teeth gritted and looking all angry, which just looks awesome. And then we have his all gray skin, which is pretty similar to Ulik. Looking at it now, it has a lot of the same designs with all the bumps and everything all over it, and just pretty much that rock design, and it looks just like the Ulik did. So they probably just reused that same body, just switched the feet out. So instead of the two-toed feet that Ulik had, we now have the hoof feet, and then just the all gray body just looks completely ridiculous with that rhino head on top. This is just an awesome figure. Rhino is always one of my favorite villains from Spider-Man, so having him in this figure just looks awesome. I just love it so much. But we can do his movement, so his head there can twist around there, so it has a little bit of movement. It's at like this neck joint piece here, so it can twist side to side there, and you can look down that far and up that far, so pretty good movement just overall on that ball joint at the neck. The shoulders can come up about that far, so about 45 degrees. Yeah, even pushing down, it's only about that far, and can rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the single elbow joint that bends to 90 there, and once again no rotation, so yeah, it's probably got that same body as Ulik. The wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. We have an ab crunch in the middle there, so it can crunch forward and crunch back, so nice crunching, you can hear that popping, and waist twist all the way around. Hips can come up to 90 there and out to the side that far. Got a thigh twist all the way around. A single knee joint that bends back to 90 there, again with no rotation, so exact same body design as Ulik. And then the foot that flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. So it's really cool seeing this body design, how it is pretty much the exact same body as Ulik, and that we just happened to throw these two together. Since we got these big giant figures, we thought we'd throw them together, and that they're actually so similar. It's pretty crazy, but he just looks awesome there, and again, love this design. And he comes with a number of accessories. So first we get additional heads. So we have a head there with his mouth sort of closed, so he's not as angry, but still pretty much same head design and stuff, so that's cool. We could switch out. And then he has two fist hands, so he comes with two hands. So we have like grip hands, which almost look like they have trigger fingers, which is crazy, which I mean, I don't doubt he could use guns, but with his big giant hands and stuff, I don't know what guns would fit his hands, but we have those hands as well that we can switch out. And of course, Rhino is the villain of Spider-Man, so we can bring in Spider-Man here for him to fight. So we just have this Spider-Man, and again, you can see how tall he is. Of course, I have Spider-Man sort of crouched down, so if we stand him up there you can see how tall he is. So still, again, pretty big giant figure here for Rhino, especially compared to Spider-Man, but we can have those two facing off against each other. And then we do also have the old figure of Rhino, the Build-A-Figure, I believe it was, so that's what he looked like. It still looks pretty cool. I do like this new one much more, but this old Rhino does look awesome with the additional armor pieces on him and everything, and pretty similar body design overall. It looks like just a little bit of minor change there, like I said, from the old Build-A-Figure to now this new figure that looks awesome, and I just love it. Well, there's our two deluxe Hasbro Marvel Legends figures of the Walmart exclusive Ulik and the retro version of Rhino. Both of these look very cool, and I love both of these figures, so they're pretty awesome. But I think Rhino has to be my favorite just because I love the Spider-Man villains, and Rhino being one of my favorites, so he's just ridiculously awesome, and I love him so much. So both of these figures are really good, and I can't recommend these enough. They're just so awesome. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.